Hello everyone, my name is Wittel and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. This is the game I've been playing for far too long, and this is me showing you around my little universe. So, I have a lovely station and satellite around Kerbal, and at the Mun, I have a base, a lander, and another station around Mun. So I've been a little bit busy, and this is from when I was about halfway through as much as I'm saying I've been playing. I've done a lot more since then. But this is what I recorded, and this is what I'm going to edit today. So, this is the video. Today's mission is to get something to the Mun. So, to the Space Center we go, and hopefully we'll load it up very soon. And then there we go. It's a Lunar Alpha Mark II, and then I press cancel. Why? Okay, hold on. There we go. There it is. Now we're loaded. And this is our lovely ship that we're going to get to the Mun. This is before I figured out asparagus staging, so it is not the most efficient of all ships, but it should get the job done today. There's our little station, lander I mean, that's taking us to the Mun. Pretty simple, a couple lights on it, and there's little twerks and things that I have to fix. So, once those are fixed, we'll meet you on the launch pad and we'll go up into orbit. Alrighty then, on the launch pad. I sped this up ×3, excuse the sound, it's the first stage, it's what happens. So we're going into orbit. I wanted to speed it up because I wanted to show you all what an orbit looks like. How you get there, more or less. This is a very crude attempt. Again, now that I'm further into it, I've gotten a lot better at it. Drive solid boosters are not what they should be. You should use a lot more liquid, and you should use asparagus staging, and your gravity turn should be more accurate, and blah 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 blah. So we're just burning away. I also burn too fast. I'm burning too hot all the way up, which is wasting fuel, which is very, 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 very precious in this game. So as you can see, I'm at 2/3 throttle when I should be at 1/3 right now, and not concerned about gaining so much speed. The more efficient you are, the more fuel you have, and the more things you can do. You may do them slower, but the more things you can do. So now that I'm actually out into space, I'm putting a maneuver node at the apex, whatever. The AP, the highest point of the altitude, which is the most efficient way to circularize your orbit, which is going to be what I do. So here I'm doing the burn at the maneuver node, which I should be doing halfway before. This is not that accurate. Dump the middle tank for efficiency, and that's that. So now we're in orbit. Now I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do. So, okay, we want to get to the Mun, so I'm making a straight shot for the Mun. Zoom up, let's see where we are. And then we haven't caught it yet, so let's rotate around. There we go, there it is. That's the Mun. And the sad part about this is my orbits around Earth are counterclockwise, whereas the station orbiting the Mun is clockwise. So I kind of have to do a figure-8 style rotation around it, which is unfortunate because it's, to me, it seems a little bit harder than just slingshotting around and going around the backside and going back onto it. That would seem like it'd be a lot easier, but nevertheless, it is what it is, and we're gonna take it for what it is. I'm not gonna. Excuse me. Excuse me. I am not gonna relaunch another station. I don't see a need for it unless there is some catastrophic failure with it, which, knowing me, I may do in the near future. Eventually I just decide I want to use this maneuver node as a reference for how much fuel it's going to take to see if I should drop my backstage or not. Is me just being an idiot lining it up and not doing what I should be doing. So hopefully I'll cut to that soon. But until then, I think I'll just talk about this game. This game is relatively fun. Relatively, because sometimes it just pisses you the hell off because you try to make something, you get into orbit, and then it just never, ever will because, you know, gravity. It's a bitch. That's what gravity does. But anyways, you try to get into orbit and it just doesn't, and it's frustrating sometimes. Then you gotta piece it out and it's just not so much fun, so I'll expand more on it later. I have a bit more time later in the video. But anyways, back to the main point, I realized that 40-second burn, 40 or so second burn, that is not what I want to see on this on this maneuver. So I start trying to figure out what I should do, and I start transferring. Then all the fuel's transferred, and now we're in our burn. We're in the midst of our burn for the month. It's very exciting, very loud, very noisy. So we're just burning away. Not the most thrilling aspect of the game. The more thrilling aspect is when you actually complete it, and you're like, yes, I finally have done something. But until then, you're kind of just in space burning, and it seems like you're not moving, but you really are. So I'm burning away, going, and then pfft, engines go out. Ugh, okay. So I didn't get the exact maneuver node I wanted, but it works out. Seems to be fine. So now I'm sitting there thinking, okay, how am I going to remedy this? Well, the first portion of it is to drop those engines. All those engines are just added mass. And then I fire up my other engines. They're little tinier engines. They're a little bit more efficient, if I recall, and they use less fuel, which is nice. So now I'm looking at my options, and there's the lights on because, you know, why not? So now I'm looking at my options. Now I'm trying to figure out what to do. My top tank is gone. That tank has a little bit of fuel left. Bottom tank is full, and the outer tanks holding the engines are full. So it's still a good amount of fuel, but it's not what I would want ideally. I should have had a more efficient burn in the atmosphere, should have gotten up there better, but nonetheless, it is what it is. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out, what do I need to do? What do I need to figure it out? Not what do I need to figure out. What do I need to get my orbit around this mun? What do I need to actually make it and not make this trip futile? And eventually I play with this, but it just ends up not working out. So eventually I end up trashing this idea and just waiting until I'm in the mun's orbit. Now once I'm in the mun's orbit, you can see it just shifts rapidly. And I think, okay, this is a lot better. That orbit is almost on par with the size of my station's orbit, which is perfect. I think it's about 50,000, if I can read that correctly, 50,000 meters short, which is fine, which I can change that really quick. So I get that one into orbit, and I look at it, and that's not a bad burn. That's doable. That's easily doable, actually. So I line it up, and I think I speed up time, if I recall correctly. Yes, I do. Speed up time. Mun starts to fly at us. Or, there we go. Now it's flying. So we're just holding orbit and waiting for our burn. So the big enjoyment of this game is when you actually complete little missions that you've established for yourself. Once those are all done, lights, why not? Once those are all done, that's when the game gets really fun, because it's just enjoyable. It's, you know, something you've created. It's from your own ingenuity. I mean, there's a set amount of parts, but there's an aspect of creativeness to it that other games just don't have. You know, Minecraft has it, but very few other games have that. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's very Minecrafty feeling, but in space and etc. What I'm excited for is when this sandbox mode is just an option and the career mode is there, because I'd be interested into how that would work out. So we are into our burn. We're burning to get into orbit around the moon. We're giving it everything we got, including the lights, because you know, why not? So we're burning. I'm checking on the fuel. As I'm burning through more fuel than I want. You can see it on the left side of the screen during engines, where we're taking out some fuel, which is not ideal in this circumstance. But thankfully we're at the end of our burn. Cut the engines and check the map, make sure we're in burn. A little bit off center, but I'll fix that before this cut, and then we're going to start our docking process to get to our station. Alrighty then, we are at our station. Sped this up because it as well takes forever, and I call this part the dance. The dance has finally started, is what's happened. It's the dance because this takes far too long, and I'm probably not the most efficient docker in the world. But this is far more complicated than it should be. There should be many more tools to assist in this. There's a couple of mods, which is another interesting aspect of the game. It's already built in with mods. I mean, you have to edit the save file, but beyond that, you know, once the game has locations for all the mods that are accompanied with it, which is nice, which I may look into those one day. But right now, this is just a vanilla a vanilla crap. So, back to the docking. What I'm doing right now is trying to get this thing to stop fidgeting around and actually get it to be consistent. Almost hit it there. Have to save my bacon. There we go. That's where I almost hit it. So, okay. Let's retract those panels. Let's get it open, and let's start prepping for this dock. Open that shield so we can actually dock, and let's rotate the ship around to orientate it correctly. There we go. I'm happy with that. And now we start moving it. One thing I noticed about this ship, which is a downside once I got in there, since the RCSs on the nose are at an angle, whenever you hard thrust left or right, not up and down, but left or right, whenever you hard thrust, the ship tends to tilt. Which is unfortunate, because I wanted this thing to be spot on, you hit it and it just goes in that direction, not have to deal with the tilt and such. But, you know, I can always design a new one later where it doesn't do that, and we'll figure it out. So now we're docking. And I miss like an idiot. And then I think I try again. And I miss like an idiot. So, you know, third time's the charm. Then boom, magnets start to go in, shimmies around, and we're docked, which is phenomenal. Then I start checking around, checking fuel. So then I decide, hey, you know, let's get an EVA going. And then this happens. Yeah. So at this point, I'm going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, 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 crap. The station is now 200 meters away, and I'm all alone. And then a problem starts to arrive. I can't go up. I figure, hey, let's look up, but no, nope, 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 let's zoom in. And then no, he won't go up. He keeps on going down. He keeps on going down, and I can't say, and I'm fearing for this young Kerbal's life. Because he goes through all this training, all these years of training, and then he dies because of the engineer's bad decision making on putting the stupid landing strut right in front of the door, which makes him fly off for no apparent reason. I didn't know he could gain that much energy from bouncing back and forth in a landing strut in a wall, but you know, whatever, it's the game. So now I'm starting to freak out. And I end up going back into the menu, figuring out its shift, and then I end up eventually getting him back up there, which I should cut to about now. And we're back. We're back in front of the station. And this is the dance, part deuce, of trying to get this thing in. So, avoid the panel. You're going up. Why are you going up? No, 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 I want down, I want down. I do. Okay. Well then. Okay. Dance part deuce part 2 is what this is now going to be. So I'm lining up. I'm going a lot slower. A lot slower. Look around. And I noticed something, if I recall. Yeah, derp. Such a derp face. Derp! You know, I would be fearing my life. You know, I'm out in the middle of space doing nothing. But no, he's, you know, do-do-do-do-do. So, he finally gets close. I stop freaking out. He grabs it, and he almost slides off. But he doesn't. He grabs it, and then he boards. Which is perfect. And so now we have one person in the station, one person in the lander, and that is the end of that. We have gotten the lander successfully to the moon with no large incidents. I end up trashing this and burning it into the moon so that it crashes and it goes away. But otherwise, no large incidents. It's been a fairly successful mission, I would think. There will be more missions later. A little bit more elaborate is our hope for next time around, because I just wanted to get... I already have a lander on the moon, so I've done this once before, and it wasn't too bad. But, you know, it's Kerbal. It's always a challenge. It's always an interesting little feat to have to accomplish these things. And now I'm rambling, so I think I'm just going to stop talking and let the outro music take you. So, as always, stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one.